Dum-ba-da-dum. Howdy, welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I'm Banjo Ben, your host here on the site to teach you how to play guitar banjo. This week is Mando Week, and we're doing one of these hymn studies, which I love doing. This is one that I taught fingerstyle guitar many years ago, and I've actually taught it on dobro way many years ago. I get lots of requests for this one. I want to do a swingy version in a key that we could sing to, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn, I would say, a basic melody version, even though we're going to depart from the melody just a little bit to keep it a bit more interesting. And then we're going to go to more of an advanced, swingy, jazzy version. And in that, I'm not only going to teach you the notes that I play, I want to talk to you about what I'm doing. How am I taking that simple melody and turning it into those more jazzy sounding tones and note selections that will help you on other solos too. If you're watching here on the website, you've got everything you need. Download the Jam Track MP3 so you can practice along with me, as well as the tabs. If you're watching somewhere else, I'd be honored to have you on board at BanjoBenClark.com as a Gold Pick member. Let's get started. Let's talk first about this basic melody solo. We're not going to stick directly with the melody. We're going to play a few more notes because this melody has so much space in it, which is a good thing because it's going to leave us lots of room to get expressive and to bring in other ideas. But in this first solo anyway, we want to keep that melody way out front. And this is also a great one for anybody to learn, even if you've just picked up the mandolin. I would say that we don't have a lot of difficult technical things to do, but there are some rhythm things that we need to pay attention to and work on our counting a little bit. And again, I mentioned that we're in the key of D. And that's a great key to sing it in. I think in the hymnal, it's usually in B flat, so it's a little bit higher than what the hymnal does. But I am weak and that thou art strong. So it fits my voice anyway. It might be a little high. That's okay. But as far as chords go, it's pretty basic, at least my arrangement. We're going to have our three major chords that we have in usually have in songs. So we have the 1, 4, and 5. In the key of D, that's D, G, and A. But I'm also going to throw in a sharp 4 diminished. So that would be a G sharp diminished. We'll talk about that when we get to the rhythm side of things. But that's that really fun chord that you hear toward the end that makes it more interesting, I think. So let's check out the solo here. We are in 4/4 time. 4 beats per measure, lots of space here, as I mentioned. So feel free to take what I teach you here and just continue to beef it up. We'll definitely do that in the second solo that I'm going to teach you. We're going to come in round the downbeat with a dotted half note. So that's going to get 3 beats. And I'll just play that first line for you. It sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm going to do, measure, well, it says measure 5, but it's really just the third measure. I'm going to tremolo just because we have that melody note hanging out for so long. You see, it technically hangs out for 2 whole measures. The melody doesn't truly come in until measure 5. We're going to play some pickup notes to it. So we can play this tremolo for as long as we want. You can play it for all of that measure. You can keep it going into the next measure, as I do. And then the last 2 beats of the line, we're going to climb up to our next melody note. Where's our next melody note? Boom, 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 boom. So what I'm going to do is just do a basic climb up the scale. So if we play that whole line together, 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay. When we go to the next line, we've got 1 quarter note, and then I'm going to do a little bit of tremolo through the middle of that measure. And then walk down. Again, I'm using that tremolo to help make those long melody notes a bit more interesting. You know, if we were playing fiddle, they'd be easy to do because you can just keep pulling that bow back and forth across that string. We don't have that luxury with mandolin. Once we play the note, it begins to decay. So one way that we can mimic what a fiddle's doing is play some of that tremolo. If you need lessons on how to do tremolo, I've got that on the site. Now again, I'm thinking ahead. So let's look at toward the end of this line. I'm thinking ahead about where my next melody note is. Well, we don't have the next line of tab up there yet, but the next melody note is right here. It's this F sharp. And I want to find an interesting way to get up there. And we have plenty of time to do it, right? So I'm going to back up a few beats. And on the second beat of that measure 10, I'm going to start a little walk up, taking us to that note. So let's play this whole line together. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next line. What does that melody actually do? The melody does this. Well, there are a few more notes there in this line than what our melody actually contains, and that's okay, because we're filling in some of the spaces again. Since we're over a D chord here, I know that those two strings work as open strings, so I'm just going to play them here in measure 11 to help fill in some of the space. And then I'm just doing a little lick up there that includes the melody. More tremolo. Then on the third beat of the last measure there, we're walking back down to where the melody comes in on the next line. This whole line slowly. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now let's think about the melody here on the last line. What's the melody do? The melody goes, Dear Lord, let it be. So we've got that melody note, or those melody notes included, but we're going to play a few more. And then we're done. Now, if you wonder where I get those notes that we're adding in, I'm grabbing those, in this version anyway, I'm grabbing them from the D major scale. And that's why it's important to know our scales. And I have a scale study for you on the website that you can learn and watch and learn where all the legal notes are in the key of D. But that's where I'm going to grab some of these filler notes that I want to play whenever the melody notes are hanging out there. Okay, so here's what we're going to do next. We're going to play this all the way through, the whole solo, slowly. And then we're going to look at the more advanced solo that has more of the swingy, jazzy type stuff, and we'll cover the rhythm chops as well. All right, playing it slow. One measure of count in, then we'll come in together. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right. If you're watching here on the website, don't forget to download those Gem Track MP3s to play along with. If you're watching somewhere else, I'd be honored to have you on board. At banjobenclark.com, you can join as a Go Pit member, see the rest of this lesson and hundreds of others.